You are not listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Uncensored Radio. Joining me in studios is, as always, the voice of Interfed Radio himself, Flip. How the fuck are you, man?
After that cycle, a little bit tired. Lost a lot of protein.
And let me start off by saying that because I know there's gonna be a lot of people listening in on this podcast. I've been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of wondering minds, inquiring minds want to know. Flip, I don't mind you being on commentary in my paid reviews, but please leave the Jergens bottle at home when you're doing commentary, because I got a lot of fucking complaints, a lot of phone calls.
You know what? I ain't gonna fucking scafe my shit over you motherfuckers. Y'all get it. Bro.
I got a lot of complaints from the WWE universe. They didn't like what they were seeing on the TV stream.
You know what? They better deal with it, bro, because I ain't gonna give myself a rash or fucking scafe my shit, homie.
Listen, you call 1-888 Daddy's Girl on your own fucking time. Don't do that shit live on the air, all right? Just call the matches, put the Jergens away.
This is the Wicked Wars. If you guys don't want,
anything goes in this league.
Some wickedness, get the fuck on.
That's right. Get the fuck on, get the fuck out. You can't deal with it. It's all right. I don't mind. I'm just letting you know. Got a couple complaints. I took care of it. But, for the next time.
Just because all these motherfuckers use a thimble or a thimble to cover their fucking balls and penises and got shocked and awed when they fucking. Yeah, I don't give a flying fuck it on.
Listen, you did boost the ratings. I got to say, there was a lot of controversy. The ratings went up. So I can't complain too much. It's give and take, as they say. It's give and take. I took the criticism, but I made money in return. So just keep the Jergens at home. Thanks.
Well, watch out for the Vaseline next cycle.
Yeah. But so yeah, this cycle, man, you saw for yourself. It was very eventful, to say the least. We just came off our Brimstone Brawl pay-per-view. It was everything I hoped it would be, and then some. A lot of surprises, Flip. A lot of titles changed hands. Some were expected. A lot of them were not. Definitely some shock endings, to say the least, which we're gonna get into, and lots of debuts, lots of trash talk. Man, this report, to be honest, man, I haven't had this much fun putting a report together since when I was at the pinnacle of the old NBL days. To be honest with you, it was a sight to behold. I got a lot of great feedback, and
what's the NBL?
Oh, I don't know that other league.
You agents never learn, huh? You agents never fucking learn, homie.
The one they trying to bring back, that one.
No. You can keep your history, shove it. This is the Wicked War League. We move forward.
Goddamn right. But so yeah, we're gonna cover a lot of content in this podcast. Obviously there is a lot to talk about. We're gonna get into all of that. First, I'm gonna start off with the Bulletin Champions, and this time, Flip, I'm gonna let you do the honors and run down the champions, because I'm always fucking doing it. On all the other podcasts, you be doing that shit. So tonight, I'll let you take the reins and go through the title page to let everybody know out there, WWL number 18, who are the champions for this cycle. Take it away, Flip.
Let's see. We got Crest of Chaos champion Inazuma.
Yes.
Twisted Carnage champion Fire. This guy. Dude, you had all those shots and you guys couldn't get a. Oh man, no wonder the fucking inadequate king is never fucking gonna move up anywhere. All right, the Smoldering Sorrow champion, the inadequate king, retained his title but couldn't figure out how to move on up. All right, good job there. Court of Torment champion MJ, the treacherous one. Belt of Subtlety. Is he? Yeah, MJ the treacherous one. Now, Well, like I said, wait. We'll get to that. Let's get over all these champions. Let's see. Belt of Subtlety champion, Mr. MJ, the Bingo Slayer. Nice. Love that. Ending Misery champion, Buff Stonewall. The Griddle of the Berserk, the Irritated Anal.
Say it right, Flip. You fucking say it right. Girdle of the Berserk.
Dude, it's the Irritated Anal. Dude, that guy can kiss it. Infernal Vengeance champion, Skip Stonewall. The Gun Belt of Hell, Baby. Chain of Echoes, the Black Widow, Denise Destiny. Glad she still has some kind of a belt. Whispered Agony champion,
That was a
Crown.
low blow.
Band of Distant War, Shadow, and Valen back in the Wicked Wars and back on the.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Welcome back,
man.
FMR.
Nice. TV Tag Team Champions, Serenticity, and Ariana Spooky. Uh, Poor girls. Oh, man. I thought you said you didn't have any girls. What about these two bimbos? Why can't they go after, the championship? They're not fighting in singles or what?
Fucking flip.
Circle of Sanity, Staph infection, skin infection, and yeast. I bet yeast infection would make a good women's division contestant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not a woman, but go ahead.
Bro, yeah, come on. With a name like yeast infection, definitely has got to be a woman. Yeah, that is just a bitch.
It's up for debate.
Oh, man. And the Dynasty holding down the TV six-man championship one more again, historic, the future, and the insurance policy. And Battle Royal winner, the Black Widow. Look at her. I guess you felt a little void in her.
I think so. She didn't want to walk away empty-handed.
I mean, she went hard this cycle.
But listen, that's how good she is, though. Even when she loses the big one, she still ends up with something. That says a lot about her character, but we'll get into that.
Nice. I'm still disappointed that you're, you know who couldn't figure out how to say. Didn't you have 6 people up there?
I'm still disappointed that there's some people that aren't even on the damn title page to begin with. But let's get into the pay-per-view.
Dude, I think I won every single match. I'm 100% this. Like, oh no, I lost by a point to my best friends, my buddies, my pals.
That's nice because I'm looking here and I don't see any of them wearing gold this cycle. So yeah, about the pay-per-view.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
For those folks at home, Flip and I love trading shots. So if you're not used to it, welcome to our world.
You know what? I think every single match I went up, and I think I went up against Irritated Anal and the Inadequate King, and
I gotta give it to you, Flip. You did fucking amazing this cycle. Only problem is you're not on the front page.
Only problem is you didn't win.
Slight little problem there. You didn't really get the job done there, buddy. So
you got a lot of Jergens.
You see, you overdid it. I told you need the Jergens at home, man. The cloud of judgment. I think you were slipping in the ring. That's what happened.
Hey now.
But so yeah, you just covered all the Bulletin champions, but now we're gonna get into the main champions, which are the Mayhem title champions. These are the results for the pay-per-view. Again, there's so much content for this podcast. We're not gonna take too much time on any one thing. For anybody that's listening and those that are in the league, there was a commentary play-by-play recap of every single match that took place. So if you want a more in-depth review of what exactly happened during the match, from the beginning when the bell rang to the very end, check out the report. It's all in there. So we're just gonna go over who won, which titles were up for grabs, and what the results were. So
make sure you wear your goggles.
Yes. Put your goggles on, folks, because you don't want to get squirted accidentally. You don't want to end up like Perfecto, who's still missing, by the way.
What happened to that? What happened to that guy? I think they traded masks.
He was on a milk carton. Where the fuck is he? He's still missing, man. Hal did him dirty. Fucking Hal, man. Anyway, all right, so let's get into it. We're going to start with the Nefarious World Heavyweight Championship. Flip, this one tore the house down. It was a triple threat. We had defending champion.
You know what? You're a son of a bitch, bro. You would have to put him against 3 other people instead of just making it. He would never have a fair fight under your rule. I mean, that's just. I mean,
way listen when it comes and you Flip, you can agree with this, and Giuliano himself has gone on air and admitted as much. When it comes to the Survivor Dynasty, they expect nothing less than a challenge. So I'm not going to give you a one-on-one if at the time there might be more than one person deserving of a title shot. That's what happened here. So not only was he facing, of course, one of the biggest stars in the league in Mike Pizzazz, who again is 1/4 of the Crypt Keepers for those that are catching up to the WWL action, but he was also facing someone who just finished coming off being the IWA World Champion. So if that's not challenge enough for Extreme Survivor, I don't know what is. And again, he accepted it. So it is what it is. They did have a triple threat for the title, and lo and behold, Flip, Mike
Dude, what?
Pizzazz.
Can you give the world champion some respect? Every fucking time this guy is on, they just glance over him. World champion. Who? You mean Elik? Give him his respect.
Alec. All right.
Elik,
First of all,
Elik.
say the fucking
Hey,
thing. If you want
I'm
to give
fucking.
some
You know what?
respect on his name,
I'm using the French pronunciation. Elik.
Alec, right? I think that's how you say it. But
Give him
listen,
his
you
respect,
know,
man. Jeez.
Alec is the muscle of Annihilation Inc. And again, he did come off winning the IWA World Title, so kudos to him. And again, that's why he was in this match. But again, the shock ending was Mike Pizzazz is the new Nefarious World Heavyweight Champion. Now, I think I did say in one of the podcasts that I didn't put it past him to win this match, even though I knew it was going to be a hard fought match. And again, remember the wild card was Skyblade the Tiger King was the guest referee. He did call a fair match, but Flip, as you know, the match ended in controversial fashion. Not as far as Mike winning. Mike won cleanly. Let me put this out there right now. Mike Pizzazz won fair and square, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, pinned Extreme Survivor. However, after the match, the Unholy Alliance struck. So not only was Skyblade in on it, Extreme was in on it, the Impassive Knave was in on it, and a returning and unmasking, official unmasking Silver Bullet. So 4 members of the Unholy Alliance completely decimated Mike Pizzazz right after he won the title. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the following cycle and how the Crypt Keepers are going to respond to this. What are your thoughts on that?
The Unholy Alliance is, I'm just happy they're finally, in full representation here. But to have that kind of action, like you said, the match itself was already, tearing off the roof, and all of a sudden, it just.
Well, they were biding their time. We've been saying it for a while. There's been a buildup, especially in the storyline where they were kind of hinting that something big was going to happen. They just didn't want to reveal what it was. This is what it was. They were waiting for the opportune moment where, in the event that Extreme Survivor would lose his title, they were going to make a statement. That's exactly what they did. And now that the entire WWL is up in arms, saying, "All right, who the fuck are these guys? What are their intentions?" Well, guess what? We're going to find out next cycle. But again, kudos.
You know what? That's just cowardness. Beat somebody when he's down.
You call it cowardice. You could call it opportunistic. You could call it whatever you want.
Oh, I can call it coward. Call a duck, and a chicken. Call a coward a coward. That's just coward.
Well, just all I could say is get ready for more acts of violence coming. In the direction of many people on this roster. So it's not just gonna be Mike Pizzazz. I'll just leave it at that. Mm-hmm. He just happened to be what's they call the sacrificial lamb, the first slaughter. That's what he was. So this will be a sign of things to come. So next up we have, I think this was, and you probably agree with me on this one, this was probably the biggest upset in the WWL in quite some time. Goddess Extreme Women's World Championship. The Black Widow, Denise Destiny, who Flip, as you know, is probably the most dominant. Not even probably. She is, or it was, the most dominant female in the women's division since she captured that title from Miss Eva Danger.
Well, because I've had Daddy's Girls busy for such a long time. You just let them get into the singles action, and then we'll start talking, man. It's just But Denise, you had it coming.
I think she did. I even said it, Flip. I said it in the last one. I said if anyone's gonna beat her, it was gonna be Inazuma. I did say that, and I know for a fucking fact in the last fucking podcast we did, I did say I have a feeling.
Now, Inazuma is a Puerto Rican strangler.
She's the Mexican luchadora.
I was close. Close.
You're close, but not so much. But yeah, Inazuma, she beat the odds, man. She did the unthinkable. She did what every other female in the WWL could not do. And you know this, Flip. Whether it was one-on-one, whether it was a fucking triple threat, whether it was a fatal four-way, whether it was in a steel cage, whether it was in a regular one-on-one match, no one was able to beat Denise on the big stage when it mattered most. And finally, somebody stepped up and did exactly that. So Inazuma, congratulations. You are the new Goddess Extreme Women's World Championship, and you just knocked Denise down a few pegs. I'm still in shock. WWE Universe is in shock. We didn't see this coming, and now we have a new champion, Flip. A new head of the yard for the women's division.
Yeah, I mean it was long. I mean long overdue, and shout out to Inazuma who I had don't turn your back.
Absolutely not. And mind
Oh
you, not
yeah.
only that, she's also, as you stated earlier, Cresta Chaos champion. So she's got both the belts wrapped
Mm.
around her waist right now. So she's the truth, man. I was very optimistic about her. I was very, I was on the bandwagon, Flip. I'm not gonna lie, because she was proving herself and she had her moment. She took advantage, man. And again, kudos to you. You are the champion. So moving right along, Wicked Wayward Intercontinental Championship. We had defending champion Big Daddy Johnson versus the future Devin Destiny. And
I
wouldn't you
mean, I
know,
mean, last pay-per-view didn't what was the one guy that was like he? I mean, he was just. I mean, I think you said it best. He had like I mean, he had a I mean, he was like undefeated. He was strangling the
Big Daddy Johnson,
competition.
that was
No,
Big Daddy.
what was his
Yeah,
name? The guy that challenged him, Vicious Valentino, wasn't it?
Vintage Valentino. He was on the
Oh
streak.
yeah, he was on a streak. He had a strangle on all the competition, and then he tried to, strangle Big Daddy's Johnson, and it just got harder and harder, and just oh
Oh
man.
man, only in this league, I swear to God.
So
But
shout out to Devin Destiny who knows how to strangle Big Daddy's Johnson.
yeah, that's not that's no easy task, let me tell you. But
Uh,
yeah, the future Devin Destiny, and for those that don't know, he's Devin Destiny is basically the golden boy of the Survivor Dynasty. He's the one that the historic one is kind of molding into the future for the Survivor Dynasty. He's the one that's going to carry the stable into the future, and this was his big chance. This was his chance to prove that the historic ones, his hunch was right, that this is the guy to do it, and he did it because, as you know, Flip, Big Daddy Johnson is one of the most decorated champions in this league from day one. Literally
oh
from
yeah.
the first fucking cycle we had, from the inception of the WWL, Big Daddy's been on top. Him and obviously his partner Hal Uranus. Them two alone have been wrecking everything from day one. So for this was a huge fucking victory for Survivor Dynasty, huge victory for Devin Destiny, and congratulations, he is the new Wicked Wayward Intercontinental Champion. So kudos to Devin, and the Big Daddy just got knocked down the totem pole.
Oh man, you
Next
sent them
up,
all the way down, but you only
all
put
the
what's her
way down.
name a peg
Hey,
down, huh?
remember, in the WWL, for those that forget, it's gauntlet style. If you lose the Mayhem title, you get knocked back down. There are no guaranteed instant rematches unless there's some kind of scenario that plays out where you just happen to be in a position where you are able to get a rematch, which I'll touch on later. That actually falls in the category for Denise Destiny, but again, I'll touch on that later. But there are circumstances that might come up where you can get a rematch, but in this case, if those circumstances don't play out the way you need it to, you will not get a guaranteed rematch. You're going to have to work your way back up. So unfortunately for Big Daddy, he's going to have to prove himself all over again. But again, I don't doubt that he will. And Flip, the guy, he's the truth. He's going to come back probably better than ever. And maybe, who knows, he might become the Farius world champion. It remains to be seen.
Mm.
So next up, we have Eliminator X World Championship champion defending Hal Uranus, the other half of Johnson and Uranus, who we were just talking about, versus 1/3 of the Stonewall brothers, Buff Stonewall. And as you know, Flip, to me, Buff Stonewall is the most, I would say, decorated out of the Stonewall brothers. Obviously, as a trio, those three are probably one of the best six-man tag teams in the league. But individually, they've had their success.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
Buff
but
Stonewall,
I'm definitely glad that they're actually venturing off
yes.
and into the singles divisions because yeah, I mean we got plenty of people here, but I mean you got tag teams and I think the way the league is structured, it's nice to see some of these tag teams actually also venture off into the singles divisions because I mean we got a lot of titles, so.
Absolutely. Plus, it shows how talented they really are. You know, you can rely on your partners. Obviously, you guys can gel and have that cohesiveness. But when you're by yourself in that ring, you know, how good are you? You know, and this was a
Not
perfect
good at
example,
all. Not good at all.
right?
If your
Well, in
eye
that case,
can't,
that was
if
house
you're,
case. But in this case again, Buff Stonewall, congratulations, you did dethrone Hal Uranus. And for those that don't know, this remember Hal Uranus from day one, he's been first he was a double Mayhem champion, first ever. And now he went from losing the Nefarious title in the last pay-per-view at All Out Mutiny, but now he just lost the Eliminator title. So this is the first time Hal's been without a Mayhem title since he's been in the league. If you want to believe that or not, that's fucking crazy. So kudos to Hal Uranus for an amazing, amazing run as a Mayhem champion. Unfortunately, those days are over for now. Again, he can work his way back up, but that was probably the best reign so far in the history of the WWL. So it's going to be hard to match that accomplishment to become a double Mayhem champion and to hold the belts that long as he did. But I'm pretty sure, you know, with the talent pool we have in the WWL, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to step up and potentially have a run as equally, you know, impressive as Hal did. And actually, right now, and I forgot to mention that earlier, Devin Destiny at this moment is the second only ever double Mayhem champion. Because remember, he is 1/3 of the Unholy Trinity 6-man champions, which we'll get into later. So kudos to Devin on that accomplishment as well. I forgot to mention that. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that goes, you know, that gets mentioned before this goes off the air. So next up, we have Dual Combat Women's Tag Team Championship. Flip, what happened? I gave the Savages a chance. I
dude,
had them
hey,
ready. I
hey,
braided their
hey,
fucking
hey, you know
hair.
what? You know
I
what
shaped
happened?
them up.
You know what
Everything.
happened? They
Please
got
tell me what.
besties. All that happened, all that shit led to was just a new found bestie relationship with Three Girls in One Cup. Say what you will about the way things went in the match, because I think it was a close match, but
It was.
unlike what the hell was her name? Agent Venereal Disease and In Uranus or whatever. I mean, unlike them
Uh,
who just ran
uh,
and hid, just
mhm.
Three Girls in One Cup. They were just like, hey, besties. So, we fought our besties and put on a good show.
They made a good. They made some friends. That's what you're
But
saying.
oh yeah, hey, on a positive note, and maybe Agent VD and in Uranus find some courage or some kind of, and then maybe we can continue that
Careful what
series.
you wish
No,
for, Flip.
hey, I had no idea you guys were done. I didn't know they had already ran. I mean, it's not my fault they ran. I mean, what you
Hey,
gotta tell me?
listen. At the end
Hey.
of the day, I gave the Savages a chance, and they dropped the ball. Flip. I don't care what fucking friends
Oh,
they
they only dropped the ball out, right?
they didn't get it done, man. They let Three Girls One Cup have their way with them. But listen, if they made a friendship out of it, hey, all I know is that right now, the
We'll
Dual
get we'll
Combat
get we'll
Women's
get
Tag
more
Team
into
Champions.
we'll get more into the different techniques we learned from Three Girls in One Cup later, though. But
Oh yeah, they got plenty.
what's next on the
You
list?
got plenty of techniques. But
Uh,
yeah, kudos to Three Girls One Cup. They were the only Mayhem title champions to actually defend successfully their titles. So congratulations. Unfortunately, again, Savages came up short. But like you said, Flip, they made some friends in the end. So I guess it was a win-win for the Savages. They got their chance in the spotlight, and they made some friends in Three Girls in One Cup. So let's see where that alliance goes for, or if it's an alliance. I don't want to go that far, but we'll see what happens. Next,
yay!
next up, we have the Mayhem Men's Tag Team Championship. This was one of the ones I was looking forward to the most. We had champions, the Lightning Kings, who Flip, as you know, have been on a tear since they came into the league. For those that don't know, that's the Dragon King, if I'm not mistaken, and Lightning Tiger. They were facing the returning Fortune Men Runners. A lot of people didn't see that coming. And for those who don't know, that's the Shadow, Tony Lowen, and we had a Van Death Valen. These two, Flip, you're well aware of the history that they have in the IWA. They're like journeymen. They've been league to league to league, always making a name for themselves. I don't want to say. I think you said that they have that legendary status. I wouldn't really argue that, to be honest, because they've been in so many high stake angles and storylines throughout the league and throughout the IWA that I guess they that title does fit them to be legendary, quote unquote. But they did come back. The reason I gave them this match, for those I forgot, is because when they left initially, they were the number one contenders for the title. So on their way back in, again, I didn't want to be an asshole. I gave them that title shot that they deserved because they earned it before they left. So sure enough, they came back, they faced the Lightning Kings, and wouldn't you know, they are the new Mayhem Men's Tag Team Champions. So they came back, they put the hurting on Lightning Kings, and they are the new champions. So what are your thoughts on that return and that impressive win, becoming the champions first time
Uh,
out?
I'll tell you this, brother. I mean, that definitely not a shocker. Um, when the Lightning Kings, I was like, oh, dude, because they have their history, and I've known them all as well throughout the IWA. So now we have the Lightning Kings. I mean, and this is on top of who was already here. You bring back FMR, you add Black Mass, and it's just, I mean, the tag division, if it needed any more with the already, like I said, you already had, Annihilation Inc. here. You already had,
Destruction, Fire and
oh,
Ice.
oh yeah. I mean, it was already loaded. I mean,
Yes.
Daddy
Johnson
and
and
Uranus.
Uranus.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah. So I mean, it was already a premier division, and now you add some of the most decorated from other federations that have come in. Oh,
Mhm.
brother. Oh man. Yeah, get it.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
Flip, that's what I try to do. I've been very busy, as you can see, trying to recruit new talent and bringing on new people into the league. I think I've been successful. I'm not done, Flip. We still got, again, we have the return of Dark America coming next cycle officially. We have
Nice.
a whole slew of new managers coming on board within the next few cycles as well. So even though later on in this podcast we are going to touch on a lot of debuts that
You know,
occurred.
you know what? Before we, I mean, I know we just mentioned some of the tag division, and
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely never gonna overlook the virus.
No
I
way, of
mean,
course. The
I mean, I
infection?
mean,
Hell no.
and I was, as I'm looking down and I saw that the treacherous one is now the camel toe contract.
He's the Calamity Contract briefcase owner, which I was gonna get into next because that was the main event of Brimstone Brawl.
Oh yeah, so he reminded me that that the virus is also a big part of this league, and like I said, I won't
Absolutely.
definitely not going to overlook the virus. And like I said,
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely not. And just to segue into that, because I'm glad you mentioned that. Again, we did have the main event of Brimstone Brawl, which is how it got its name, actually. Brimstone Brawl is because the main event is an over-the-top battle royal, and it was for the Calamity Contract briefcase. The winner was, as you mentioned, MJ the Treacherous One. He just won $1 million in iCash, 25 free matches. Plus, he is the first ever Calamity Contract briefcase owner, which means he gets a shot at any Mayhem champion he wants, anytime, any place, anywhere. However, Flip, and I
Uh-oh.
mentioned this before we got on the air, breaking news. The God has done it again, Flip. I don't know how he does this. I don't
Yeah,
know what he
you know
does
what, you
behind the
do know
scenes.
how he does this, and we want
All
to
right, I
make
do know how he does it, but
and we want to make sure we put this out there because we mentioned, and on other stations, on other shows, I mentioned
yes,
angles
I know where you're
and
going
how
with this. Absolutely,
yeah,
yes.
the angles play a big part.
Big fucking part.
And if for whatever reason you don't know who manages, uh, whether it's Irritated Anal or any of the other agents or anybody else that's in the league, if you don't know who
Uh,
manages them, reach out to the commissioner, reach out to somebody, find out and work an angle to help yourself out. I mean, because
yes.
I mean we've said it, and I think this is why you elevated the historic one to God status, and
Yeah.
because of things
Listen,
like
he
this.
deserves it. For doing shit like this, he deserves it. And again, for those that don't know what me and Flip are talking about, let's put it. All right, I'm gonna give you scenario A, scenario B. Scenario A is ho hum. It's very what many other leagues will probably end up doing. The guy wins the Calamity Contract. He has a briefcase. Later on, he cashes in. Done deal, right? Or he either wins or loses. Not under the historic one's watch. What does he go and do? He negotiates behind the scenes. He gets me involved. He sits down with the treacherous one, sits down with Extreme Survivor. They come to an agreement. So on Turnbuckle Thursday main event, which is the return of Turnbuckle Thursday main event, the main event itself, the premier match, is going to be. If you're listening out there, take notes. This is how you switch shit up and run your angles the correct way. MJ, the treacherous one, is going to put his contract that he just fucking won on the line against Extreme Survivor. If he wins, Extreme Survivor has to put up 1 million in iCash to match the amount that he just finished winning to get the contract.
All right, I'm gonna reference an old movie and date myself.
Go for it.
Major League Two. Black
Oh,
actor named in the movie is named Serrano. And
yes,
when he loses
that's
his
a good reference.
mojo and he just he regains his mojo and he starts doing the big balls.
Yep,
That's what the treacherous one. That's what I just see him in the ring like I don't care. You see these these motherfucking
that's
balls.
it.
I got the fucking
It's a
like
lead
here
ball,
I
man. They're made
am.
of lead.
Come yeah exactly like come get some. Like here you go.
And again, that's an opportunity that you if you think about it, especially in a league this talented, to be able to have that opportunity where you can face any Mayhem title, any Mayhem champion rather, anytime you want. That's such an advantage to have because you might be able to catch a champion on their off cycle. But in this case, that's not enough for him. He wanted the challenge of being able to not only have that opportunity, but to knock off somebody that's as established and as who has the credentials as somebody as Extreme Survivor, who was just the nefarious champion. Literally, he was just defeated for the main title in the league. He's willing to put it all on the line against that man. That's fucking
Yeah.
amazing. And
It's not
again,
it's not like it's not like he's going up against Perfecto.
yeah, it's not like exactly. Who's still missing again. But yeah, exactly. He's going against the cream of the crop, man. One of I don't want to say he is the cream, but he is one of the most talented people on this roster. And to be able to do that says everything you need to know about the treacherous one, the infection, and what they're able to do. He's actually part of the MJ family, but again, they're like kind of intertwined with the infection. So again, that you cannot overlook the infection. So I'm glad you did mention that. That's why I segued into this whole topic to begin with. But shout out to the infection. Shout out to MJ family. You guys did you capitalized on opportunity and you took that opportunity. You broke bread with the historic one, and now we have this amazing main event coming next cycle. So kudos to you guys for being able to make that shit happen, and for me giving a green light. So again, for anybody listening, that's how you
Man,
fucking want
fuck
to
you and your green light, homie. Shit. Yeah,
I love you too, Flip.
shout out to Michael Giuliano, the historic one,
No, absolutely, man,
and
absolutely.
MJ brother. Way to work in angle. But yeah, also give
Fucking
this
A,
give him his little green light and shit green light.
that's right, that's right. And listen, at the end of the day, I'm the one who makes the shit official.
Pour a bottle of Jergens on your ass and fucking slide you.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Flip?
Oh yeah. Oh man, you
Listen,
just wait. You
listen,
just wait. You
do
just
that
wait.
shit on your own time, Flip. All right.
You know what? You thought that golden cockaward that you got last cycle was it? Oh man, wait till
We'll
you.
get into that, man. My ass is still hurting with that one. Man. We'll get into that. I'm still sore from that one. So,
Man, that you know what that I think that distracted Uranus and Johnson, man, because they were
maybe
so worried. They were so worried about giving you awards that they kind of
fucking
threw them off their.
I got your number, buddy.
Oh,
This ain't over by a long shot. So
man.
to piggyback on what we were talking about, Turnbuckle Thursday main events. Obviously, we just mentioned what the main event is, but we also have, which I alluded to in this last report, Skyblade the Tiger King will go one-on-one with Kabuki Dragon in a no holds barred match. We also, through the trash talk, will have Renegade Slade Stevens versus the leader of Annihilation Inc., Justin Kyle, and it will be inside of a barbed wire steel cage. So
Now
those, yeah,
let
go.
you know let's go a little deeper into that one because I mean
Let's dive deep like that
the
Fruit Loops bowl. Go.
whoa the, these two have a history
Yeah,
and
they
not
absolutely.
just from the Wicked Wars. I mean they have IWA history
Yep.
to bring a rivalry. You know these guys had at one point kind
They
of
fucking hate each other.
well, but they had sided with each other at one point, and now they've
Yes.
just like I
There
said it imploded, and here we go, brother. So
you go.
yeah,
That's
I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine what's going to happen after that one.
and I think
Now,
what I yeah,
now
go.
I don't. Now I'm looking up and down, and I don't see you know Agent VD or in Uranus anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see ICAM either. Or I don't
All right,
see
well, I'm gonna
yeah.
put. I'm gonna.
Next.
You know what? Consider that match signed. You fucking ducking bitches are done ducking.
Listen, we're not talking about
I don't.
Pato the duck right now, right? Leave the duck out of this, all right? All
Yeah,
right, let's
yeah,
fucking leave the
yeah.
duck out of this,
Well,
all
the
right?
only
And I
ducks
didn't
right now
appreciate him.
are
I
Agent
didn't appreciate him
Ignoramus
being on my
and
cover
VD.
either.
Yeah, so that match, consider that signed on the air. We're gonna sign that match. Like I said,
Breaking.
I only signed a few matches, so my because my bitches are exclusive, and
So here we go again. We got actually, if I'm not mistaken, though, Flip, we're one apiece. The agents and the savages have both won one apiece. We haven't had that tiebreak yet, or did we? I don't remember. But if not,
I thought I beat the shit out of your girls, bro.
we're gonna have it. We're gonna
Yeah,
have it on Taboo Tuesdays. How about that? And that's coming next cycle.
next
You
cycle
heard
we
it
got
here, folks. You heard it here, folks. It's being
time.
signed. So speaking of Taboo Tuesdays, and again the return of Taboo Tuesdays, the main event, Flip, will be what I'm calling the Goddess Extreme Scramble, over the top battle royal. Every female on the roster is going to be involved in a battle royal. The winner will become the number one contender to face Inazuma for the Goddess Extreme title at Femme Fatale Cycle 21, which, as you guys know, is the first all-female pay-per-view in the Wicked Wars. What do you think of that main event?
Oh, it's I mean awesome, I think. But did the virus girls did they declare who their female was? Was it yeast infection or do they have another female?
Well, from standing, it's actually four of them. Now that you mentioned, it's Ariana Spooks, it's Centricity, and I think you said it wrong before, but it's Centricity. And we have Mad Maddie, your favorite Snowy, Doughy, Blowy. You say it better
No
than me, Doughy,
way.
Blowy. And yeah, Mad Maddie, those are all part of the MJ infection
I
family.
had
Yes, they
no idea Snowy Blomy and
yeah,
Muff Muncher were
yes,
virus.
they are. They're all
Nice.
part of the same group.
Nice.
So what else we have? We also have for Taboo Tuesdays two other matches that I signed up only because I want to see just how good the new crop is. I have Angel of Annihilation, who you know is the first lady of Annihilation Inc. She's no pushover by any means, going up against Baby. And for those who don't know who Baby is, we're gonna get into that. She is 1/4 of the Firefly family. Man, if there was ever a fucking stable that I'm looking forward to in the Wicked Wars League that fits the bill, it's the Fireflies. But we'll get into that. The other match we have, rounding out the Taboo Tuesday lineup, is going to be, you already know, Mistress of Pain, Susie Sweet versus Abigail Pureheart. And for those who don't know, the Pure Hearts are on a quest to rid the WWL of the perversions. Good luck doing that. I've stated that before. This is not the league to be able to do that shit. But if you want to go ahead and try, knock yourself out. So that rounds out Taboo
Don't touch my
Tuesdays.
Jergens.
And don't touch the Jergens. Hands off. So again, that's more or less Taboo Tuesday's lineup is more or less to get a feel for how things are going to shape up with regards to Femme Fatale pay-per-view. Again, it's happening in Cycle 21. But speaking of upcoming pay-per-views, we do have the schedule here. I just want to touch on real quickly. As Flip, you already know I like to have my pay-per-views already, ahead of schedule. I know exactly when they're going to occur. I usually go about 4 cycles in between to build up the feuds, and I don't like doing that every fucking cycle pay-per-view shit, which we've touched on. I'm not going to get into that. But I did give a nice cushion between pay-per-views. So first up, we have Femme Fatale, all women's pay-per-view, Cycle 21. After that, we have the biggest, basically our version of WrestleMania is going to be Age of Anarchy. That's Cycle 24. Wicked City Chaos 2, Cycle 28. Viral Violence 2, Cycle 32, and back to All Out Mutiny 2 in Cycle 36. So all the way up to 36, we know exactly what's going to happen as far as the pay-per-views are concerned. As far as who's going to be in the matches, that remains to be seen.
Nice.
So next up, we're going to get into it, Flip, the trash talk. Now, again, this cycle, we had some amazing debuts. We had some veterans, speaking up on a lot of the things that are going down in the league.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and stop you right there, brother, and consider this a shot in the nuts, and just deal with it when
Leave
you
them nuts alone, Flip. Leave them
hey,
alone.
hey, you know what? If I hit them a couple more times, maybe they're gonna swell up, and you're gonna be able to fucking use them, motherfucker. So
All right, let's go.
look,
I gotta hear
uh,
this.
let's cut this right here so we can upload this because we're already an hour in.
Nice.
So like that we don't have. I mean, I know listeners try to listen, from time to
Nice.
time, and I just had a, just yeah, just let's cut this one right here. We'll come back with the trash talk, give everybody a whole trash talk show, and then because we got I'm looking down this rundown, and golly, there ain't no way we're gonna finish this in another 10, 20 minutes, bro.
You know what? You gotta fuck for once. I agree with you, Flip.
What? Oh man.
So listen, for anybody that was listening, thank you for this specific episode. We're gonna jump back into a trash talk one, and we'll be following right after this. If anything, I'll probably upload them back to back. But Flip, thank you for joining me, and thank you for being on air with me in the next 5 minutes to do it all over again.
Yeah, baby. Let's rock. Let's rock.
Signing off. We'll see you guys soon, man.
Peace.
Take care.